Welcome back, everyone, to the St. Johns County Chamber Radio Hour here with Scott Maynard. And each first Saturday of every month at 9 a.m., you can hear us right here on WSOS to meet some of the local businesses that are great chamber members that are really benefiting from the services, Scott, of what you all provide. But I think the number one thing that I hear from them every week, and again here today, is the value of the networking that they get, that they meet people at events, they educate them about their business, and it's like this kind of a turbo charger for their business to meet new people every visit.
And it's all about those connections and how those connections can grow. And not a week goes by that we don't hear a story from one chamber member that met another chamber member and they struck up a conversation, and it may have been a referral. It may have been that they helped that other chamber member out, but those always seem to lead to more growth and more connections. And, as a chamber employee, one of the things that we always say is you get as much out of the chamber as you put in the chamber. And for a lot of things, that may be true, maybe not. For chamber-wise work, that is very true. If you're involved in the activities and events that are happening, you are going to meet like-minded people, and you never know who you might run across or what you might see.
No, that's right. I'm kind of a picture of that living color. In 2019, I joined the chamber after 30 years as a banker. I started a consulting business and joined the chamber here in town and got involved with the Small Business Council of the South Beaches back in the day. And it was through there that I met the folks at the homeless shelter. I've been on the board for St. Francis and Port Storm ever since when I met them at a chamber event. We were up at Sawgrass back in the middle of COVID and met a firm up there that I spent 3 years, ended up working with. Or I wasn't planning on it, but I could go on and on about the stories that have impacted my life in a really meaningful manner, and it just continues to happen to this day.
And Ed, for those that don't know what your business is, talk a little bit about that.
Well, that's right. Dwyer Advisory was the company that I started in 19 and then kind of put it on the shelf for a little while. But having been a banker my entire life, I've seen a lot of things. I've always been involved with commercial banking, and my clients are businesses that aren't necessarily struggling. Some are, for whatever reason, but a lot of times it can be simply, I need an outside look at my business. Sometimes business owners, it's kind of a lonely place. That small business, medium-sized businesses maybe don't really have a board of directors and so on, and they just enjoy someone coming in. I sit down with their financial statements, look at their strategic plan, and help them think about things that maybe are obvious to me, and maybe they just been so close they haven't seen it. And so that's what
a fresh set of eyes is so important sometimes.
So important, and just having had that experience over time, and I'm open to just coming by and visiting you at your business. If you're wondering, hey, why not? I won't charge you for a visit. So I'm at ed@dwyeradvisory.com, and my phone number is 513-543-3288. And maybe I'll see you at one of the upcoming events. So, Scott, talk about what's coming.
One of the events that's coming October 8th, so literally just around the corner, is our Chamber Open House. This is something new that we've started in the past year, and it is really just for businesses that are not a member of the chamber, but they can just drop by the office, learn more, see all of the services that we offer, see all of the programs and the events and the activities that take place, and learn how the chamber can help them grow. 80% of our members are small businesses, and we want to see everyone be successful. That's the goal, right? When you go into business for yourself, you want to be successful, just like you were talking about the advisory and the fresh set of eyes. We want to provide opportunities for you to grow your business and for you to learn how to grow your business. That's so important a lot of times because people start with an idea going into business, especially young entrepreneurs, and they think it's just going to naturally happen. I've got a great service. I've got a great product. I'm really friendly. People are just going to come and shop with me. And once they get in, sometimes they realize this is much tougher growing that business and scaling that business. And so we want to provide, again, those services, programs, and events to help people do that. So October 8th in the St. Augustine office from 9 o'clock to 4:30. We will be open that day, and we invite anybody just to drop by and learn more. And then the next week, October 16th at 8:30 a.m. in the Waterworks building, our Tourism and Hospitality Council and our Historic St. Augustine Area Council are going to have a very important joint meeting. The guest speaker for that will be City Manager David Bertram, and he is going to be talking about the Nights of Lights coming up and how the new traffic flows and other ideas that are being implemented this year are going to affect the business community. You know, Nights of Lights has been a tremendous success, and it has outgrown itself in a sense from a traffic standpoint and a logistical perspective. And so the city of St. Augustine and David Bertram have really worked hard. They've partnered with the county, with St. Johns County, to develop a set of plans that are going to make this event better for everyone.
I think you need a bigger place. That's going to be a full house, although the Waterworks is a great facility.
Yep.
But I know last month you had Reuben Franklin talking about some of the longer range improvements that are coming at the city. So these events are really, really wonderful, everybody. Do come, and that's one where it's a networking event on top of you're going to learn a lot and have an opportunity to, ask some questions and give your perspective. Really healthy.
Absolutely. Just if you have a business downtown, just to understand the new traffic patterns that are going to be coming into place, parking for employees, which is a critical issue, the new crowd control devices that are going to be there, and the most important, where the portable restrooms are going to be, because when you get a large group of people together, those are things that are important. So we're excited to have David come in and talk about that and really provide an opportunity for the business owners to come and learn and see and ask those questions. And then the next week, we've got another great event that the Chamber is participating in. It is Housing for the Workforce Town Hall meeting. It is going to feature Melinda Everson from Habitat for Humanity, Bill Lazar from the St. John's Housing Partnership, Aaliyah Meyer from the Chamber, Bob Porter, who's a land manager for D.R. Horton, and Eric Sachs, who has a program called Operation Lifeline. And they are going to be discussing opportunities for attainable and affordable housing and how that fits into St. Johns County.
Well, I tell you what, that is something we've already had as a topic of a prior show, and it's never going to go away. So that sounds like a great event, a really different perspective. And then Habitat for Humanity, just recently they're in the news for a really large tract of land for some meaningful housing opportunities.
Absolutely. It was in the news this week, 32 acres for a brand new complex. And again, this is needed. One of the tenets of the Chamber is we want to provide a county where the people that work here can live here. And so looking at all the options for workforce housing and how we can help promote that is really critical.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bill Lazar, too, we met with him recently, some folks with the homeless shelter talking about, he's just a great resource, Bill. He's just been at this for almost 20 years and has some really great ideas. So that sounds like a really great event and the right different kind of mindsets coming to the table.
Yep, absolutely. So we were excited about that as well. And then going into November, man, we're starting into the holiday season already. November 6th is when we'll kick off our Celebrate event for the Chamber, which is our big awards and end of the year celebration, and look forward to having a lot of people at that event as well.
Wonderful. Well, with that, everyone, enjoy your Saturday. This has been your St. Johns County Chamber Radio Hour. We will be back again on November 1st at 9 a.m.